Get yourself comfy, get yourself some snacks, some drinks, some coffee, because I got a lot of shit I gotta tell you. Hello everyone, how are we doing? My name is Kyle. Welcome back to another video. I don't really post that much, but I really want to start posting a lot more. As you can tell by the setup, we're doing a more podcast style video today. I love watching different videos like these every single time I'm like in the morning making breakfast or whatever. I love listening to podcasts and stuff, so this is super fun. I'm really excited. As you can tell by the title, I am moving to Los Angeles. A little bit about me: I am a freelancer. I'm a creative freelancer. I work with different brands. I've been doing that since around November is when I started making my portfolio, taking things a little bit more serious. And so now I am moving to the big city, the city of angles and angels, Los Angeles. Yeah. Who would have thought, actually? Who would have thought? No, every person knew that I was going to move to Los Angeles. Like, it's really no big deal. But I wanted to talk about it because I honestly didn't think I was going to be moving there so soon. I thought I was going to be here in San Diego for a little bit longer, but I'm actually really excited to get started with this whole journey and stuff. So let's kind of have a little like backtrack of how things all started. I grew up always doing theater. I always grew up doing singing, acting, dancing, things like that. And when I went to college, I originally went to college to become a nursing major. And so I didn't really want to, I wanted to play it safe. And probably like 6 or 7 months in, or 6 or so months in, I very much realized that I did not want to do that as a job. It wasn't the passion of mine that I wanted, and I wanted to work fully in film. I knew that was going to be a huge risk because the entertainment industry in general is just extremely competitive. So I decided to do a minor in video marketing, business marketing, things like that. When I had graduated college, I pretty much had my minor that saved my ass pretty much, and I was able to get a corporate job after searching for so many months. I worked at this one corporate place as a social media content coordinator, and very much realized very quickly that I did not want to do that as a full-time job, and I wanted to work for myself. I was working, every single day, and as much as I enjoyed the people that I worked with, I was always coming home feeling super creatively drained. I was feeling I wasn't feeling like myself. I was experiencing with a lot of like depression, a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress. In November, I had worked this corporate job for a little bit, for about like 5 or so months, and then November around Thanksgiving, where a lot of layoffs were happening just in my general area, I was one of them who was laid off as well. And then about 2 weeks later, my car basically blew up and I no longer had a car. I literally went into 2025 with no car, no job, and a terrible mental health. So yeah, but that was fun. That was, I feel like, what was needed. It was what was definitely needed to happen. And then I discovered UGC and creative freelancing, and that's when I started taking it serious when the new year hit. And I started growing my online business, and to this day I partnered with so many different brands, which has been super exciting. And everything that I learned in college, I was able to put towards this new like creative freelancing thing. Just this past year alone, I've been able to meet so many different creatives and so many different like-minded individuals that are in the same industry that I am. I'm so extremely grateful, and most of them are based in Los Angeles and also New York. Let's go to now, this present moment of why I'm moving to Los Angeles. I would say about around March or April or so, when it actually came to deciding of moving out of San Diego, I had no idea where I wanted to move. It was either going to be Los Angeles or New York, or I was going to stay in San Diego. That was kind of what my plan was after college. And so after I got laid off and I also lost my car, I was like, okay, so now I'm stuck in between whether I move to New York and I don't buy a car and I just rely off public transportation, but I'm paying the same amount in rent if I had a car, or I move to Los Angeles, I'm still by the beach, I have to get a car, but I also have to pay rent. So I decided to book a trip to New York, and I went to New York for the very first time as an adult. I loved it. I loved it so much. I went to a couple of events. I basically went for a business trip. I was there for a business trip. I got to go tour the Paramount Studios. I got to go to a couple press conferences. I got to, meet all different kinds of people who were from different backgrounds, and it was just a lot of fun. But then while being there, even though I was there for about like 6 or so days, for some reason I felt trapped. Like I couldn't leave. And that's when I had realized, I was like, oh, I'm someone that very much loves having a car. And I also very much missed the ocean. I missed having an environment that I could breathe in. I felt like New York was just a little bit chaotic. Every single corner I turned, there was just a whole bunch of people. Every single restaurant I went to, you'd have to wait so long to get a seat because it's so crowded. And you don't really feel like you can have a moment to breathe in that city. And that's something that as a creative, I need to be away from chaos so that way I can think clearly and then get back into the hustle and bustle. So then when I came home, not only was I excited to visit New York again as just like a visitor, because I also do have really close friends that live there now, so I can always go visit them like in the summertime, in the winter, in the fall. But I finally had like a clear mindset of like, okay, let me go test out LA. So then after that, and then also working in San Diego, I was tied between either living in San Diego or living in Los Angeles. And I knew that I was just looking for a job like in production, whether it was going to be in San Diego or whether it was going to be in Los Angeles. I'm working on this film. I meet someone during that week. We stay connected. And then 2 weeks ago, or about last week, he had told me, he was like, hey, do you want a job, a part-time gig? And I was like, yeah, I do actually. So literally the past 5 days from today, I did not have a place to live whatsoever. I did not have roommates. I did not have a place to live. And after that phone call, I hopped on my little web browser. I started searching for apartments, started looking for roommates. We were able to get something in 5 days, and I'm moving on Monday, which is 3 days from now. The process to get a place in Los Angeles is so insane. Like literally it goes by so quick, like that. And so I'm just really excited. And honestly, San Diego doesn't really have a lot going on. I feel like San Diego is more of a tech-based area. Same with Los Angeles, but if you're living in Culver City or if you're living in like west of LA, that's all tech-based, finance bro, things like that. But everywhere else, you know, North Hollywood, Burbank, more East Hollywood, even if you go up like in Agora Hills area, there's a lot of film-based stuff happening. And so I want to be part of the industry. I want to be in the industry and be able to, you know, just very quickly, you know, get asked to work on set and be in the whole hustle and bustle of everything. With that said, I'm going to be doing a whole moving series, but I just wanted this to be kind of like an introductory to my moving series. I'm probably going to post a couple vlogs of me just, you know, making my room, of me moving in, working on some stuff, showing a lot of behind the scenes of my next upcoming projects that are going to be happening later this September and October. But yeah, I'm just really excited for this new chapter. This is something I've been really wanting for a long time. And also just moving out of my parents. Like if it wasn't for my parents, I wouldn't have been able to buy a car, be able to save up to move out. I'm very grateful to just be in the position to be in my like old childhood bedroom. Another thing too is moving out of my parents. I'm just so excited to have my own space. I did live in college for about 4 years. I lived in a dorm and an on-campus apartment. I lived in Nevada for about 6 months, and then now I'm living with my parents. I've been here for about a year. But having my own space where I can be creative and work with other creatives, I'm just really excited for, and I'm really excited to show you guys kind of the whole process of moving in, the whole process of like making the space my own. But I'm definitely excited for what this new chapter is going to bring. I'm excited for the people that I'm going to meet. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Sorry if I was talking for 10 minutes. I just love it. So, but anyways, I hope you guys have a really good rest of your day. The next time that I will be filming a video is in my new place. So I'm really excited to be vlogging again. Stay tuned for those vlogs. Anyways, I will see you guys very soon. Thank you so much for talking with me. Thank you so much for listening. But yeah, all right, you guys have a good one. Later. Bye.